I'm sitting here with the world-renowned Cipha Sounds. If you've been living under a rock, then you don't know who this because he has been the beginning of hip-hop radio for a long time, man. Thank you for granting me this interview, Cipha. I'm here representing Flyer Promo Now. We're going to focus on some different things, but I definitely got to give what the people what they want. One of the questions that's always been asked, and it's probably going to be asked, is when did you start radio, and like what got you in the radio, and how have you been able to maintain the longevity?
I started interning for Funkmaster Flex back in '97, and honestly, I didn't go like a normal radio route because I didn't really want to do radio. I mean, I wanted to DJ on the radio, but not like be like a personality. And just being around it so much, and just being around Red Alert, Bugsy from Kiss FM, Tracy Clory who gave me my job. All these different radio legends, like literally every day, Chuck Chill Out, DJ Enough, Funk Flex, Mr. C, and I would just like listen to all the stories and how radio started in New York City, and then I got more accustomed to it, and then I was like funny on the radio, so my boss was like, oh, you should be a personality, and I started putting me in shifts, and I just grew and grew and grew, and what helped was that, like, I'm a hard worker. Anybody called out for Christmas, Thanksgiving, holidays, birthdays, I would fill in. So they knew they could always count on me, so I was always there, and I just built up my tenure at Hot 97. So I'm lucky I didn't have to like travel around all these different little markets and try to blow up. I just got to stay at one station and just rise through the ranks.
That's cool, that's cool. What's really interesting is you're probably, I would say, probably the first Latino DJ to really hit the scene on radio, because I don't remember anybody else prior to that. That was kind of heavy.
I mean, in hip hop.
In hip hop.
Yeah. No, but Angie was.
But I mean, you're an actual DJ,
you know, that's different. Yeah, to graduate from this, like a DJ to like personality, yeah, I don't know a lot of people that did that.
Okay. You still doing parties and stuff?
Yeah, not as much though. When you do the morning show, it's hard.
Gotcha.
The hours, man, it's rough. It's more than like you just think you just have to adjust a little bit, but it's like a whole new lifestyle, yo. It takes a lot to get used to.
Gotcha. Well, you know, glad you're in doing your thing. But the reason I really wanted to get at you is because for the past
sex scandal.
Yeah, the sex scandal. We definitely gonna talk
20 years old? Okay, call me in a couple years. Give me a nice archaeologist girlfriend? Oh, archaeology. Oh, that's you for old shit, right? I thought architect for a second. Architect, sorry, I confused it for a second. I'm thinking you gonna build some fly-ass buildings, like we get together, our apartment be fucking crazy. But now our apartment's gonna have a bunch of old shit in it, like fucking some shit you dug up in Egypt. Like,
my understanding is that you're doing comedy.
Yes.
I mean, you know, I'm just amazed at what you do already. So now we're talking about Cipha Sounds, the comedian, and I hear you're an actual comedian.
Yes.
You're not a cat that just like, hey, you know, doing the on and off stage. Like, you can actually hold your own in it.
Yeah.
How'd that come about?
The thing is, like 2-3 different reasons. One, the DJ game got saturated. Every kid wants to be a DJ now. Every celebrity wants to be a DJ now. Everybody wants to do parties in Vegas and at all these fancy clubs. So before, when you were a DJ, you had to put your time and money and dedication. Every Friday, I would go to Rock and Soul Records or B Street and buy records and get the right mixes and buy needles and buy headphones and buy crates and keep my records in and all that stuff. And now people just get a laptop and download all the music, so it's easier. So everybody wants to be a DJ, so that cut down a lot of the gigs, or that cut down a lot of money on the gigs, supply and demand. Second of all, people always used to say to me, yo, you're funny on the radio, son. When you hung up on that lady, or yo, the way you interviewed Nas on MTV, you're funny. And I was like, yo, people keep saying funny to me. I need to take that blessing and do something funny. So I started this comedy show called Don't Get Gas, where I was literally, like you said before, like I just came out, I said thanks for coming. It was packed, the first one was packed. I was like, thanks for coming. here's your host for the evening, and I turned it over to a comedian, and then they had like a comedy show.
Are we distracted by the Last Supper over here? What the? It looks like the female Last Supper over here. This is a nice setup. I was
Kind of like the producer, promoter, and the lady who got me the gig was like, you know, you have to go back out there every time between each comedian. I was like, why? I don't know what to say. She's like, no, you have to tell jokes in between. I was like, oh. So I was like, all right, and I had to figure it out. And 5 years later, now I actually go out and do my own stand-up comedy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I wish I would have started earlier because I love it. Because DJing, I love DJing too, but it's like you doing your thing, but really it's the rappers and the artists and the music that's moving the people. And I'm providing it for them, but I'm just like a kind of like a segue. With comedy, it's me. It's on stage. The words I say make people laugh, or most of the time, not laugh.
So who would you say are some of your inspirations? Are some of your inspirations as you're writing? Because I know you guys sit there constantly writing and working on material.
I mean, Talent from New York City. He gave me a lot of advice in the beginning. Tracy Morgan is one of my favorites, and that's the thing. Like he told me, like I'd be like, yo, how do I write jokes? Like I'm trying to sit down at a computer and write jokes. He's like, nah, man, you live in New York City. There's jokes all around. You just gotta go live your life, and you're gonna find this joke here, your family member here, your brother here, your cousin here, the man on the corner here, and then
y'all are cute. Y'all remind me, that whole group there, y'all are cute, y'all are sexy. Y'all remind me of that TV show where the girls go drinking and talk about sex. What's that show? No, where the girls, where the girls,
Sex in the City.
no, not Sex in the City, Golden Girls. I'm just being...
just say it on stage, see if it works. And then next time say it with a little twist, and then say it with a punchline, and then just like add on to it. So it's like, he gave me a lot of advice on how to do comedy.
That's incredible. And you actually rock with these dudes. Like,
Yeah,
you know, they
yeah.
respect. I mean, because those are some heavy names. Like Talent has been in the game, Tracy has been in the game, and for them to sit there, because they don't have to. They're at a level where they don't have to.
But
You know what I mean?
even, well, I'm gonna tell you how it really started. I used to DJ on the Dave Chappelle show.
Oh, okay,
Chappelle
right.
show.
I remember that.
And Chappelle told me I was funny.
Wow.
He said I should try to do comedy. I was like, really? I was like, all right, I'll try it. When I was on MTV, Jamie Foxx and Will Smith, I was on TRL, hosting TRL, right? And Jamie Foxx and Will Smith both said to me after the interview, like, oh, you're that funny kid. So I was like, yo, I keep hearing funny. Let me do something.
Eating coochie is an art. Is a fucking art, okay? And I'm an artist. I'm like that white man with the afro that used to paint the trees on Channel 13 and shit. Trees. I love that. I get in there, man. I scoop out all the yeast, make a nice sourdough loaf. Too far. A sourdough loaf, come on, that's... I just added that one, yo. It been working for me. Sourdough loaf.
That's why I'm sarcastic humor, like not like big and boisterous. Like I just tell like little slick jokes. And they're like, you funny, man, you should do stand-up. And they kept telling me that, like Kevin Hart, even the Paul Mooney, when he was on Chappelle's show, Charlie Murphy, like, so I just take all this advice.
Let me ask you, has there ever been a time, as you're doing this, you've been doing it for about 2 years, right?
Stand-up in 2.5.
2.5 years, okay. Has there ever been that one show that you were like shook, like you walked out there and was like, yo?
Oh yeah, so many. Is
there a particular one that comes to mind that you'd be interested in sharing?
Probably that I was nervous. Probably that when I first did the April Fool's Day comedy show at the theater at Madison Square Garden. the first time I did it, like, they gave me a shot because it's a Hot 97 show. They do it with Caroline's on Broadway together. So I work at Caroline's and I work at Hot 97. So they were like, yo, let Cipha do it. Tracy was hosting, mad comedians on there like Capone and people that I looked up for so long. And I went up there and I was just like, I was almost shaking. But once you get out on stage, it just, your brain just takes over. You know what I'm saying? And you're not nervous while you're doing it. Hopefully if you get it right. And then when you get off, you're back to nervous or you like relieved. Like, so yeah, it's scary, it's scary. Cause I bombed, everybody's bombed, but I bombed before and that shit feels horrible. Yeah. The first time I really bombed, I didn't do stand up again for like 3 months. I was just like, oh fuck this, man. That shit hurts your soul. And people were telling me like, nah, that's how you get better. Go again, bomb again. And they push you.
Yeah, that jump off the cliff. That's what you gotta do. Well, I'm not gonna hold you up too long. I know you got your show tonight. I'm actually gonna stay and check it out. You know what I mean? And see how it goes down. Do you see yourself like actually becoming that comedian dude and walking away? Like, could you see yourself walking away from radio and saying, I'm gonna do this comedy thing 100%? This is what I'm going to do.
Are you Asian? Why did you make noise when I said other? What kind of Asian are you?
I'm Chinese.
Chinese? Who's your friend here?
This is my roommate.
Roommate? Are you Chinese as well? I can't see. What are you?
Russian.
Russian. Chinese and Russian. So that's the communist table over there. Okay. Oh, you think I don't know history because I'm Puerto Rican? Fuck you, man. That's fucked up, man. Welcome, Marxists. First scholarship to NYU, I didn't take it. Because I went on the road as Little Kim's DJ. I mean, at the time, I should have went to NYU. I had a full fucking scholarship, I didn't go. I had a 1540 on my SAT, you know what I mean? What'd I do? Went on the road with Little Kim and Junior Mafia, and all they did was disrespect me every night. Called me a fucking Puerto Rican and shit. And they were racist. They were mean to me. But whatever. I got to hang out with Vicky. That was cool. Got to hang out with Vicky. I seen Lil' Kim naked before the titties and ass implants. She was skinny too.
I see myself doing comedy and getting big at it. I don't necessarily see myself walking away from radio because you can do both. And radio's been my foundation forever. I mean, you know, God forbid, God willing, I get like a movie and I'm famous. I'll probably have to take off for a little while. You know what I'm saying? But radio is like look at Steve Harvey, yo. He was someone I look up to too. Like he had TV shows, movies, everything. And when it's all said and done and he wants to chill out, he does a radio show every day. Like you can still blow up, do what you want to do, and you can always go back to that radio. Once you have that radio skill, you have it for life. You know what I'm saying? You can always go back to it. Some people don't, some people do, you know what I'm saying? But I like doing it, so I'll probably always go back to it. But yo, listen, any producers, the directors, you know, I can fulfill that Latino role. I can even play an Arab. You know, I get confused for Iraqi sometimes. Whatever you need, just throw me in there.
Oh man. Well, yo, listen, man, we're gonna close it out because I definitely want to check out the show and be a patron tonight at the show. And if you want to check Cipha Sounds, I know he's at the Laugh Lounge each and every Friday, 8:30 show, 10:30 show, right? 8:30 show. Yeah, so you definitely should come and check him out, man. I'm gonna give you my reviews on him, man. It'll definitely get the thumbs up and just
thumbs up where?
Thumbs up. Well,
what the fuck you talking about? Oh, this is over.
Cipha Sounds, ladies and gentlemen. Live from On Now Magazine. Your boy Ahmed, man, what he said. Thanks a lot, Cipha, man. Appreciate it, man. Have a good show tonight.